Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Windows Server 2025 complete master course from zero to expert, and this is video number 76. And with this video we are going to start a WSUS module, which is also known as a Windows deployment service. So we are going to cover 4 or 5 video in this WSUS module, where we are going to understand the very first thing, what is WSUS server and why we use WSUS server, WDS server, and then what is the requirement, what are the best practices, how to deploy a Windows 11 by using WDS server, and then how to deploy even Windows server by using the WDS server. So we are going to have a step-by-step lab also in this module or videos. So for this I got our Active Directory and DNS server up and running, and then we have our DHCP server, which is required for WDS client machine to boot from network and get the installation done for operating system. And then we have our dedicated WDS server, which is also ready and joined in domain. And then I created 2 virtual machines basically. So these does not have a operating system installed on these machines. So what we are going to do, we are going to boot from network, and then we are going to install the operating system by using the WSUS server. So before jumping to the lab and hands-on, let's understand the basic concept behind the WDS basically. So the very first thing, what is WDS or Windows Deployment Service? So let's understand this. So WDS is a Windows server role that allow basically administrator to deploy Windows operating system to multiple computers over the network. So this is the purpose of which is WDS going to solve. So as shown in the diagram, basically WDS servers stores the Windows installation image and the deployment tools. When a new computer is start using through a PXE boot, basically it's connect with the WCO server and downloads the required Windows image without needing the basically DVD and USB. The main purpose of WDS is the automate and centralize operating system deployment across the organization. Instead of installing Windows manually on each machine, administrator can deploy the same standard image to a multiple computers or servers quickly and consistent. So this is what we are going to do. So this is my basically a server which we Windows 11 machine and Windows Server machine, which we are going to boot from our PXE boot basically from the network, and then we are going to install the operating system on these machines. So once this is configured, so now why basically let's understand why our organization use the WSUS server. So basically WDS server. So the biggest advantage, it's time saving. Instead of manually installing Windows on every computer, administrator can deploy operating system to a multiple machine on the same time. And WDS also provides centralized deployment, allowing operating system image and deployment setting to be managed from a single server. And this ensures that every computer receives the same standard configuration. And another key benefit is consistency and reliability. So automated deployment reduce the human error and help maintain the uniform environment across your organization. And finally, WDS is highly cost effective because it reduces the manual effort, speeds up the provisioning of infrastructure, and lower overall operational cost. So that's why WDS is widely used for enterprise deployment for the large scale Windows deployments basically. So basically now let's understand the on this slide the key highlights benefit of the network based operating system deployment by using WDS, which is Windows Deployment Service. So as you can see, a single WDS server can deploy Windows to multiple operating system over the network at the same time, and this makes the deployment much faster compared to installing Windows manually on each device. So another major advantage is centralized management. So administrator can store and manage all the operating system image in one location on basically you can say one WSO server, and makes update and maintenance is much easier because the administrator has to maintain only single image. Because every computer receive the same image, deployment are consistent and standard, and reducing the basically configurations error or human error in the deployment, and in this improve basically overall reliability of the infrastructure. So finally, network-based deployment is a cost-effective because it saves time, reduce the manual effort, and simplify the large-scale operating system rollout or upgrade or deployment. So this is why WDS is a popular solution in the enterprise environment, basically for Windows operating system deployment. So basically, before we start the working with the WDS, basically it's very important to understand the PXE boot. So PXE boot stands for basically pre-boot execution environment. So and it's allow basically computers to boot directly from the network without requiring USB or DVD or local operating system. So as shown in the diagram, basically the client computer first sends the PXE boot request when it's a start, and using the DHCP, basically that's why we have a DHCP server in this infrastructure. So we got one DHCP server also. So basically using the DHCP, it's obtain the network, the bare metal machine gets the network information and locates the WDS server, and the WDS server then provides the boot image to the using the TFTP client. And once the boot image is downloaded, the client basically start the Windows setup or deployment environment directly from the network. From there, administrator can install Windows automatically using the image stored on the WSUS server. So in a simple terms, basically PXE boot is a technology that makes network-based operating system deployment possible by using the WCS. So now this is very important to understand. Now let's understand the PXE boot process step by step, which is foundation of WDS service or Windows deployment service. So in the step one, basically the client computer starts and then sends the DHCP request over the network because it does not have any operating system which is loaded yet. So the second step, basically a DHCP server responds by assigning the IP address and provide the information about the PXE boot server. And in the third step, basically client contact the WDS server and downloads the PXE boot file using the TFTP protocol. So we are going to see in this demo. And then step 4, the downloaded boot files launch the basically Windows PE, or you can say the PXE environment, which is Windows pre-execution environment, which prepares the operating system for deployment. And finally, and step 5, basically the client connect to the WDS server and locate the operating system image, and then basically Windows installation or deployment process begins. So in a simple terms, basically PXE boot allow computer to start from the network, download the boot file, and then install Windows without using the USB or DVD. So now let's understand the WDS architecture at the high level, basically. So on the left, basically you have a client computers. These machines basically start using PXE boot and sends the request over the network for the deployment file. So we have these two machines as a client, PXE boot client basically. So Windows 11 and Windows Server 2025 CLWDS. So these are the client machines basically, and then we have our in the center we have a WDS server which act as a deployment engine. So it's receive the request from the client and provides the required bootable file and the operating system image to the deployment. And on the right, basically image is stored, so all the where all the deployment resources are stored, including boot image, install image, and drivers and other deployment files basically. So the workflow is simple. The client sends the PXE boot and WDS servers basically process the requests and retrieve the required file from the image store, which is stored on the WDS server itself, and then delivers them to the client machine for Windows installation. So now let's understand the components of the Windows Deployment Service or WDS. So the first component itself WDS servers. So this is the control server that basically hosts the WDS role and responds to the deployment request for the client machine. And the second component, we have basically a image store, so which basically this is where we store all the operating system image, boot image, drivers and other deployment related files. Third one is a client machine, which we already discussed. So these systems are PXE boot to connect to the WDS server and receive the required deployment image over the network basically. And fourth one is basically a boot and install files. So boot files such as basically we are going to use boot.vim start the deployment process, while the install files basically install.vim file, which we will see in the deployment, contains the actual Windows operating system image for the installation. So together, basically, these are all four components together allow administrator to deploy Windows quickly, consistent, and central from the central location to the multiple computers or devices without USB or DVD drive. And now let's understand. So one of the most important concept in WDS, basically understanding the difference between boot and install file. So on the left we have a boot image. A boot image relatively small and basically used to start the PXE boot process. It's load once the Windows pre-installation during the basically Windows pre-installation environment or Windows PE, which provides the tool needed for the being the deployment started. And think of basically it's a startup environment for that prepares the computer for the OS installation basically. On the right we have a install image. So this is much larger because it contains the actual operating system files, and once the boot image loaded, then the deployment process begin and the installation image appears on the target computer to install. So in the simple terms, boot image basically start the deployment process, while the install image contains the operating system that gets installed. So both images works together to enable the successful operating system deployment by using the WDS. So now this is very important. So let's understand how the WDS works together with DHCP and DNS during the network deployment. So when the PXE boot, basically PXE enabled client start, the first service it's contact the DHCP server. So DHCP server basically assign the IP address to the client, so the client can communicate over the network. And next, the client needs to locate the WDS server in the infrastructure. This is where the DNS basically help resolving the DNS name for the WDS server with its IP address basically. Once the WDS server is found in the infrastructure, it's provide the required boot file and operating system image to the client machine. So the client can load the boot image and start the deployment and the process for the Windows installation basically. So in the simple terms, basically DHCP provides the network connectivity. DHCP helps to locate the WDS server, and WDS deliver the boot and install image to the client machine. So now Active Directory integration, this is also very important topic. So when the WDS is integrated with Active Directory, basically it can use AD for authentication and authorization. This means only authorized administrator basically and approved device can access the Windows deployment service. So during the deployment we are going to see this. So WDS can also leverage the Active Directory users group and permission to control who can deploy operating system and manage deployment resource. So another key benefit is centralized management. Since WDS basically works closely with Active Directory, administrator can apply policy, organize computer and manage deployment from the central location. So basically Active Directory adds the security, access control and centralized administration to a Windows deployment service, making operating system deployment more secure, scalable and easy to manage for the enterprise environment. Now, before we go ahead and start the deployment, let's understand some common enterprise deployment scenario. So the first use case is the operating system deployment. Instead of installing Windows manually to each computer, administrator can deploy Windows to a multiple device on the same time over the network, which saves this significant time and effort. The second is basically bare metal recovery. If computer hard disk is replaced or operating system is completely corrupted, WDS basically can quickly reimage and restore the machine without requiring any existing operating system. So let's say if you have a physical server which has a boot issue and you want to restore from the existing backup, what you can do, you can just boot the machine by using the PXE boot, and then you can locate the backup to restore. So, and the third is use case is a multi-site deployment. So organization with multi-branch offices can basically use the WDS server to deploy a standard Windows image across the different location or different branch office, by ensuring this consistency throughout the enterprise for the image or operating system. So in short, basically WDS help organization to automate large scale OS deployment, simplify recovery operation, and maintain the consistent Windows environment across the multiple sites or multiple branch offices. Now let's discuss about some limitation and advantage, basically advantage and limitation of the WDS server or basically Windows deployment server services. So on the advantage side, basically WDS enables the fast operating system deployment because multiple computer can install over the network at the same time. It also reduces the hardware and maintenance cost by basically eliminating the need of DVDs, USB installation media. Another major benefit is centralized and consistent deployment, ensuring that every machine receives the same standard Windows image. And however, the WDS has some limitation. The first one is it requires a reliable network because the entire deployment process depends on the network connectivity. It also needs the significant storage to be maintained or to store basically boot image, install image, and drivers. And finally, initial setup and configuration can take some time because specifically when integrating with DHCP, DNS, and AD. So overall, WDS is a powerful solution for large scale Windows deployment, and provided the infrastructure is properly planned and configured for WDS. And then these are the some real world use cases basically. So let's say a company needs to deploy Windows 11 to more than 100 machine or 500 machine. So WDS can help to do it quickly and consistent over the network. So you can basically get your Windows 11 installation image ready on WDS server, and then you can start the deployment by using the PXE boot. So this is what we are going to see in our demo. So in the next video, we are going to install our WDS server, which we have already created. So this brings us to the end of this foundation, where we understand what is WDS server, why we use, and all the other architecture and limitation, advantage, and everything related to WDS server to before going ahead and installing the WDS server. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.